he would step across the line. Habitually. He's a habitual line stepper.
Dun, 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 dun. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yes, sir. What up, man? UNC is. Hubert Davis is. Chapel Hill is. The 919 is. Terry, was a historic weekend for one half of the 919. The Carolina blue-colored half of the 919. As UNC beat Duke in the Final Four game. It was the only thing anyone talked about all week. Everyone anticipated this game with bated breath. They called it the biggest matchup in college basketball history. David, a Hubert Davis team. That was the 8th seed going to the tournament. Almost didn't make the NCAA tournament. That's what we thought 2 months ago. Against Goliath. Duke, the greatest, most decorated NCAA basketball coach of all time. 4 NBA first-round picks that are going to come out this year. And David took that little stone and he said, and he whirled it at him. Caleb Love did from the three-point land to beat the Blue Devils. Harry, they did it. Hubert Davis validated everything I already said. He is going to be the greatest coach of all time. He already is better than Coach K. I'm going to allow myself to get to run away with my emotions on this one, but I'll let the more sober mind react.
I mean, I'm Terry Ricardo, the Shades of the Second. And I'm another shell of a man again. I'm fucked. It's horrible, dude. It's horrible. I was legit. I'm a Duke fan. I'm from Durham. You know the background story on me. But I was legit upset probably after that game. And a lot of Sunday, I was still thinking about it. I watched the highlights, and I was like, I can't believe they lost this fucking game. But it looks like Coach K, he reverted back to what he used to do back in the day. He put the ball in the hands of someone that's not going to have a greater NBA career than the other person on the same team. He pulled a Zion Williamson once again. Now, all respect to Roach and Moore and also, what's the other kid's name? Not Griffin. Keels. Trevor Keels or Trayvon, whatever his name is. All respect to you guys. You guys aren't as good as Banchero, and you guys aren't as good as Griffin. And the fact that either one of those guys didn't have the ball towards the end of the game, like in the last 4 minutes, is absolutely ridiculous, bro. I think Banchero scored 2 points in the last 3 minutes.
You know why? Because he's getting strapped up by Brady Bird Manic. That's why. I know you saw him get swatted in the last 90 seconds there at the rim.
That wasn't. No.
Terry, I think it's time to say it.
Oh, God. Here we go.
Brady Manic is the next great white hope.
No, Brady Manic.
The whole week leading up to the championship game, there was a whole lot of, he looks a lot like Larry Bird, you know? And
he
there's
does.
a picture of him driving around in a Jeep, fucking untoned arms hanging out, waving hello to the people. Look just like Bird did back when he was at wherever the fuck he was, Indiana State or whatever.
Oklahoma.
Sure.
Oh, you talking about Larry Bird? Yeah.
I'm talking about Larry Bird. I'm not talking about Sue Bird. I'm talking about the legend. Okay? Because that's what Brady turned himself into over this past week. Started off cold, missed his first 5 shots. First half, I think he had 2 points. I think he hit the shot that changed the game, where he hit that one-footed falling out of bounds corner 3. That was defender draped all over him. Man. No hesitation, no conscience. He was like, go ahead and hold this wet.
That man can shoot.
Yourself in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
That man can shoot, bro. He can shoot crazy. But we know the big story of the game is your boy Love, man. And we talked about it before. Ever since they changed up, what they were doing in the scheme, RJ Davis is the main ball handler for playmaking and stuff, and Love just go out there and get buckets. 28 points in a Final Four game, bro. That's how you cement a legacy, dude. And he's only a sophomore. He'll probably go to the NBA after this, and I think he'll be okay. But every time he's played against Duke this year, and I don't remember the first matchup, but he's dominated, bro.
He was terrible.
Yeah.
But in the first matchup, he was trying to do the playmaking and had all the turnovers and shit. He had like 5 turnovers in the first half, and Duke was running out. But like you said, they simplified his role, and he's really excelled with it. And it kind of reminds me of like Kyrie Irving in the finals for Cleveland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We allowed other people who kind of have the playmaking duty run the offense. Every time he touched the ball, though, he was a threat to score it. And even though he started 0 for 5 like Brady Manning, never lost that confidence, never lost that willingness to hunt a big shot. And the game winner that he made, like the decisive shot, that 3-pointer over Mark Williams.
Yep.
They run that up screen. He gets it, hits the step back. Like he was looking for that shot. He wasn't looking to go to the basket. He was looking to hit that 3. And he took and made a big shot. I got to give him credit, man.
Oh, definitely. But I think, honestly, bro,
rivalry since the Austin Rivers shot.
Probably. I mean, this is going to be one of those ones, dude, unless there's another matchup, in the foreseeable future. But I don't really see this UNC Duke matchup ever happening again. I mean, this one was unlikely. UNC was an 8th seed. No, they should have lost the Baylor game, and they should have lost the UCLA game.
Was this the greatest college basketball game of all time?
Nah, it was a good game, but it wasn't the greatest basketball game I've ever seen.
No, college basketball. Basketball.
I'm telling you.
What was the better collegiate basketball game that you've seen since
Christian Laettner, game winner, UNC versus Villanova? If I want to go way more recent, buzzer beater.
You didn't even see that.
We watched it.
Christian Laettner? You watched that live?
What? No, I'm not talking about live. You talking about me? My eyes?
Yes, you. Is that the greatest college basketball game you've ever seen?
No, I've seen better games. The UNC Villanova game. Buzzer beater?
Dude,
it's a buzzer beater.
It didn't have all the history baked into it.
Bro, ain't nobody.
Not just was it the on-court product was sensational, but the entire week of build-up was completely justified. All of the outside storylines, all of the different talking points, all culminated in exactly what the fuck we hoped for.
No.
Now, I'll ask you a different question, Terry. Is this the worst loss in Duke history or the greatest win in UNC history?
Everything. Why does it all have to be like the greatest or the worst or the? You're so extreme.
Witness. It doesn't always, but when you see it, people take note. And Terry, I see why you're hesitant to say the greatest or the worst because, like you said, you are a Duke fan and you are still hurting. And it's going to take a while, I think, before you realize the magnitude of how bad you guys fucked up this year. And how long you guys will continue to be a laughingstock of the NCAA going forward with John Shire. And people will always point to this moment as the turning point in Duke's program. But that hasn't sunk in yet. That hasn't sunk in yet for you.
I don't think it's not that big. Like, it was a huge deal. Yeah, I get it. But when you actually look between the lines and actually look at the teams, like, this shit always happens in the NCAA tournament. During this whole one and done era, right? There's only really been 2 teams that have won the chip. Kentucky won it with Calipari, I think in like 14 or 13. And Duke won the shit in like 2015. But other than that, every team that wins it, bunch of seniors, sophomores that are good, super sophomores, juniors. If we pay attention to what the squads are, we should have known UNC was going to win this game, especially if it was close. See, we thought if it was going to be a blowout, Duke is way more talented. We thought they were going to win if it was going to be a blowout. But when you think about it and it's close, the dude who had the ball, Caleb Love, Manick, Baycock, all sophomores and up. Duke has Wendell Moore. He's the only sophomore on Duke's roster. This is one of the youngest rosters that Duke has ever had. And they had to transfer John, but he's a backup center. And even fucking Wendell Moore, he's a sophomore, yeah, but he's not like this super great player. He's like the 4th best player on their squad. Mark Williams, no one expected him to be good this year. All of a sudden, he was straight. Honestly, I think Coach K got out-coached, but I don't think this whole, like, greatest basketball game I've ever seen thing. That's just not. I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
It's a good game.
19 lead changes. 19 lead changes. Arguably the greatest coach in the history of college basketball's last game in his ESPN sponsored final run for it against a rookie coach that went to the same school. Like these are all the perfect storylines, sir.
The hype in the storyline is great.
No. Who from UNC is going in the first round?
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying
drafted in the first round from UNC.
It's college basketball. We're not even worried about
Duke's
that.
got to get 4 guys drafted in the first round. And you're out here talking about revisionist history. We should have, you know what? We actually should have seen this coming. They got a bunch of fifth-year seniors on UNC, and we should have thought those guys were going to do better than the 4 guys who are going to get drafted in the first round of the NBA.
Brady Manick, his first year coming into college, Obama was still the president. So that's what he was going against. Brady Manick, how old is he? 24?
And Leaky Black was 25.
And Leaky Black hit a couple threes. Wide open.
Hey, I knew it was going to be a long game for Duke. You said you didn't catch the first half. The first bucket of the game was a Leaky Black catch and shoot 3 that he splashed. And after that, I was like, Duke is in trouble. The last time Duke saw Leaky Black, he was throwing passes off the backboard with 10 seconds left in the game. And if he's going to be shutting down their best player and hitting threes, you in for a tough night against UNC.
I mean, this guy Leaky Black, his 3-point percentage is 34%.
That's not horrible, season. But you got to watch the games to see how bad some of these misses.
He can't shoot, and they played the game of their lives, bro. That's all I'm saying. UNC pulled it off, and
they said, Terry, that he hadn't made until that game against UCLA. Leaky Black had not made a 3 since February 11th.
In 2022.
Yeah.
That's crazy, dude.
34% does not tell the whole story.
Ooh. Yeah, because last year he shot 22%. And the year before that, he shot 24%.
Yeah, so that's more in line with the Leaky Black we've come to know and love.
Nah, but I mean, like, those dudes, they played the game of their life, man. And I don't want them to get overshadowed. Like, this game was great. I've seen better games, but this game lived up to the hype of what, it was all talked about. Like, this game was great. It was a great game to see. It's a great game to watch. Regardless if Duke lost or not, I still do think that Coach K, he got out coached, bro. They should have stayed small.
He absolutely got out coached.
Because the only reason that Caleb Love hit that dagger 3 is because he left Mark Williams in the game. And every time it was a pick and roll switch, this dude, Mark Williams, is getting looked at like lunch. And I think he's going to have struggles in the NBA. On all these switches with these guards, they're going to fucking feast on him because he can't move his feet. He can't slide. He moves really slow. He looks like 76ers Mutombo. That's what Mark Williams looks like. He looks like 76ers Allen Iverson 2001 Mutombo.
I'll tell you who he looks like.
It's fine.
And I get to see him on a nightly basis. He looks like Clint Capella. He looks just to me like Clint Capella.
I don't think he's as quick as him, man. I don't.
He looks very similar. The thing is, you got to put your players in best positions, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not switching 1 through 5 when I have a 7'1", 7'2" center. Like, that's not going to be my defensive scheme. That's, like you said, that's on Coach K. That in the decisive play of the game, you have your 7-footer on the 3-point line trying to guard their most potent perimeter scorer. That's not a recipe for coaching success.
No. I mean, but who are we to question Coach K? We're someone that has been watching this motherfucker fail.
Had 4 huge guards / wings, and you could have switched everything 1 through 4 and played drop coverage. It's almost like it's set up perfect to do just that. And then you force Brady Manick to post you up all game.
Hubert Davis, baby. Hubert Davis.
Hey, let's also give credit to Hubert, not just talking shit about Coach K.
No. We said he got out coached. That means that Hubert coached better than him. That's what I'm saying.
Well, I want to go a step further. Hubert Davis didn't just outcoach Coach K in this game. He outcoached Roy Williams too, and I'll tell you how.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Because the identity, the defining factor from Roy Williams' entire tenure at UNC was the Twin Towers, playing with 2 bigs that beat you up
and running fast
rebounders. This year marked a change to a different archetype with Brady Manick coming in as a stretch 4. Hubert Davis aggressively went after him in the transfer portal. He had already played 4 years at Oklahoma or wherever the hell he was.
Yeah.
Hubert Davis was like, hey, how would you like to have the greenest light in all of basketball? Come to Carolina. And he changed the entire identity of the program from a team that played with 2 bigs for 35 fucking years to playing with a 6'7", 6'8" stretch 4. And that change is what forced Duke into having, should we go big or stay small or don't know what to do? And now Mark Williams is out there and nothing. It was that change, having the courage to eschew all the history of Carolina's program in its first year and say, no, we're switching to a different model of playing. And I'm going to get this white guy that looks like he couldn't start for Tuscaloosa State, and he's going to be starting for North Carolina, hitting big shots. And it paid dividends for him. He had courage in his convictions, and it paid off in the biggest moment.
No, it definitely did. And he had his greatest season as a college basketball player this entire season. 15 points a game. Open and free, had the green light, like you said. And he's my man's got a skill set that a lot of people want when you're playing basketball. Dude can shoot the lights out of it, and you can't even block his shot because the arc is just ridiculous. My man, he's a baller, bro. Every time I watch him, I'm like, every time he shoots, I'm like, that's going in. This guy's a splasher, bro. He's a problem. And Duke, they didn't have a solution for him because, honestly, when you look at Duke, they didn't have great defense this year. Coach K, he did all he could do, like switching into zones, going man-to-man, like doing all this bullshit just to hide the fact that these guys could not play defense against teams that could shoot. They just couldn't.
Which really doesn't make sense because you look at their team and you're like, this should be the best defensive team in the league. Everyone's fucking huge and athletic.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like, you didn't watch as many Duke games as I've watched. The problem and the solution is Mark Williams. Mark Williams, he can delete a lot of your deficiencies as far as the guards couldn't keep people in front of him, so he blocked all their shots. But then once you did pick and rolls and had him on those high ball screens, this dude was lost on an island by himself, and no one could help him out. Banchero is really not a great shot blocker. Like, he's decent at it, but that's not his best asset as a defender. So when you drive in on him, it's a bucket. He's not blocking a lot of shots. That's just not what he does. He's a bucket getter, but his defense, it's okay. But Mark Williams, dude, he blocked a lot of shots, but he can't guard guards. Won
the ACC Defensive Player of the Year.
He got a lot of blocks. Dude can block a shot. Like, that's not a question. But it's the same thing with Rudy Gobert in the NBA. He looks great at blocking shots and shit, but as soon as there's a switch, you're like, hit the music. He's on the fucking island. Yeah, he's skating. But Mark Williams, he's a good player. He's a great college player. Hopefully,
you got to put your players in positions to succeed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that goes back to Coach K, who did not have a vintage coaching year, in his last season. He did not go out putting his best foot forward. And I think he's going to regret this for a long time. Terry, do you think it ended perfect on the table that Mike Krzyzewski pulls a Tom Brady?
Nah, man. My man was collapsing in 2013. He had a bad back in 1996. So I think he's good on this coaching
There's
shit.
Zero chance that in June he goes, hey, John Shire, listen, I know you were really excited. I know you've been hitting the streets recruiting.
See, college basketball, it just isn't the same. So I would say if there was a rule that I still think that we need, I think they should let high school motherfuckers go. And if you go to college, at least play 2 years. If all these dudes would come back, run it back. You might win the chip, but you're not going to just run it back for no reason. All these guys are gone. Literally almost every single guy that played in this game for Duke, gone to the NBA.
What do you think John Shire's first year of coaching Duke, what do you think his team is going to look like? Like maybe the team from Hoosiers?
Nah, so actually,
it's going to be 5 Lee Melchionis running around.
Nah. So did you watch the All-American game, McDonald's? Probably not, right? So that actually happened this last week. Duke has once again the number 1 recruiting class coming in, and the MVP of the All-American game was a Duke player. One of the guys that was dunking all over the West team was another Duke player. I think a Duke player won the 3-point contest, and I think a Duke player won the dunk contest. So John Shire, he's coming into not the Indiana Hoosiers back in the day. He's coming into the Harlem Globetrotters. Them boys are about to dunk on everybody. It's going to be a crazy season. It's going to be another season again, back-to-back, baby. But I will say this. I think Coach K, this ended perfectly, bro. Like, his coaching career, him losing to UNC, that's storybook for Coach K. He's 50-50 versus UNC in his entire career. You could have ended it 51-49, but no. He couldn't get over that UNC hump. Roy Williams, in the same era as you, won more championships than him. He won 3 championships while he was coaching for UNC. Dean Smith won 2. Coach K only had, I think, 1 before Dean Smith retired, I believe. So it's just like he could.
Well, first of all, let me stop you there.
He couldn't get over UNC hump, man.
That argument is horse shit. And I'll tell you why. Coach K was coaching Duke before Roy Williams and after him. Okay? I don't want to hear the fan just while Roy Williams was at UNC. The world does not revolve around when Roy Williams was at UNC. All right?
I'm not saying that.
5 chips. Nah, I hate when people do this shit and do the Coach K Roy Williams. What? I'm going to guess.
You hate Roy Williams.
I'm counting against Roy Williams that he wasn't fucking coaching when Coach K was coaching. You were out there learning the game. You were being a little young Padawan. You were cuddling up to Obi-Wan Kenobi saying, "Oh, Jedi Master, teach me the secrets." All right? Coach K was in the streets doing it, winning chips, while you were still sucking on your mama's tit.
That's so untrue.
Don't ever disrespect that man like that again, Terry.
I didn't disrespect him, bro. It's just like, it's so hard to judge college coaches, bro, because these fucking players, man, they just do stupid shit year in and year out. And you're just like, stop it. Just give it to the best player and let him get a bucket. What the hell are you doing? Paolo Banchero should have had 28 points or 30. He should have been looking like Caleb Love, but instead we're watching Jeremy Roach.
Hey,
Trevor Keels is a 6-man for Duke. He's fucking shooting threes. That's not even his best attribute. He's a driver, and this dude's just launching threes like it's a fucking parade. What
Terry,
the hell?
This is a pandemic that is spreading across the NCAA. The top 3 picks in this upcoming draft all are going to be watching the national championship game because they couldn't get the ball in the final 2 minutes to take the shots to win the game. Jabari Smith watches both of his teammates at Auburn jack shot after shot after shot, and he couldn't get the rock. Chet Holmgren watches they did the same thing as they fronted him in the post, and these guards took all these horrible shots. And in the last 2 minutes, Paolo Banchero's, sitting there with his hands in his shorts as he watches his teammates Jeremy Roach and whoever that other guy was just jack indiscriminately. Michael Beasley and Randy Foye.
Bro, just think about it. Coach K's season ended because of Trevor Keels jacking up threes at the end of the game. We're not going to remember Trevor Keels at the end of the day because he's a 6'4" guard that really can't pass and he can't shoot from the outside. If he goes to the NBA, cool, because he's up there on the draft boards. Don't come back to Duke. Do not do it. You're not going to improve your draft stock. Just leave. Get out of here.
Are you saying they go cancel his diner points on his card? He gonna try to come back and they're like, "Oh, you got to pay on your visa for this one, buddy."
Bro, hold on. Let me tell you all about Trevor Keels. Trevor Keels came off the bench. Okay, in this game, in the Final Four game, he came off the bench. All right. Mm-hmm. Trevor Keels shot the ball 14 times. Banchero shot the ball 17 times. In no world, and Banchero played 39 minutes and Trevor Keels played 29. He played 10 less minutes and only shot it 3 less times. He's not a great 3-point shooter. Shot the shit. How many threes did he shoot in this fucking game? This guy, he shot 7 threes, dude. He shot 7 threes.
2 for 7?
Yes, 2 for 7. Come on, stop. This is how you ended Coach K's career. Him. And I'm not saying that Banchero did a bad job. Like, he looked like he wanted it. He did what he could do, but at the end of the day, he's not the primary ball handler. He should have been. Yeah. He should have done it. Coach K should have saw that shit, but look, man, bring it up the court and try to score on Brady fucking Manic, bro.
I tell you another thing that worried me about Banchero, though, that I saw in this game.
He looked like he didn't want it.
Nah, he looked like he wanted it, but he looked like he was only comfortable getting his shots from like the middle of the paint. Like every time he took a shot, he'd go down to the left, spin back in towards the center, hop step, shoot over a smaller defender, like right there, 5 feet away from the rim in the center of the paint. Yeah, I don't know if that's a shot he's going to be getting in the NBA. Like I don't see that translating. You're going to have to be comfortable taking shots from the free throw line extended at the minimum.
Yeah, I mean he has
three. He missed it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I think he missed his other long jumper. Everything else, hop step gathers into the paint in traffic. You know, using your length and athleticism. And I just you're not getting that even over your teammate Mark Williams, much less against NBA starting centers.
I don't know. I mean, we'll see. Like, I think he's going to be good in the NBA. It's a tough game.
Good in the NBA too, but it worried me.
Yeah, it's tough. I'll ask you this though: like, you've only seen him pretty much play in some of these tournament games and versus UNC, pretty much. Isn't he like very pragmatic, like in his way of scoring? Like, it never looks like it's just I'm gonna go to the basket, be automatic. Everything looks like he's thinking so hard about every move that he's doing. Like even when he shoots a three, sometimes he like pumps it and is like, "Should I? Yeah, fuck it, I'll shoot it."
It's kind of robotic in his movement as well. Like it's pre-planned out. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a young Julius Randle, who would kind of see him going through the moves and counter moves in his head, you know, as he's into possession. I think that's a good call out. But he's still a young guy, and the other thing we have to remember also is that he's going to have a lot more space in the NBA. He's not going to be working with these packed paints and all this other shit.
No, that's true.
But I thought his shot selection was a little worrying, and I thought, like you said, in the end of the game, you got to come demand this ball and come get it, especially if you're a guy who can dribble and you're not like a Shaq who's completely dependent on getting an entry pass. Like, you can go get a dribble handoff at the top of the key, and now the ball's in your hands if you really want to.
No, that's big facts. And that's the last thing I'll pretty much say to kind of finish this discussion off is that I think that's just one thing that's a downfall to Coach K's legacy, I would say. It's like, I know that guards are supposed to dribble the basketball. Like, I get it. But when you have special talents, bro, you're going to have to switch it up, man. Run a 1-4 flat for your best player. Zion should have had the ball in the Elite Eight, and Paolo should have had that shit to end.
Wait a minute. In Coach K's defense, he's shown when a moment calls for it and you have a very special player, he's willing to bend the rules like he did for Josh McRoberts. My final comment on this, Terry. This is a fucking fist fight in a phone booth, and UNC wanted this more. They really only play 5 guys. Like, you talked about that guy coming off the bench for Duke, taking fucking 14 shots and 7 threes.
Trevor Keels, yeah.
Yeah, you didn't have that problem. Their entire bench played like 14 minutes in this game, and that's because Baycott like tore his ligaments in the middle of the second quarter or the second half.
Yeah.
Like,
you want to speak on your boy?
No breaks.
Yeah.
Cut through it, play tired, dig deep, and like it was like a movie performance. Like, this is something that you could make a movie out of. We only had us. We didn't have anyone else, and they did it. They dug deep and they did it.
This run is absolutely amazing. I mean, like I said before in the last one, if UNC wins, I'm not going to be mad because Hubert Davis is a great human being. At first, he's a black head coach for UNC. Like, this is history, bro.
And
I'm loving it.
Himself to be a great coach as well.
Yeah, dude.
A great coach.
This is awesome. Do you want to talk about your boy Baycott, or should we get out of here? Go on to some other topics.
You mean Willis Reed?
What do you get? Like the third most rebounds in the Final Four game history or something like that? 21 rebounds.
He had 21?
21, bro.
I saw he had 19 when he left with the injury. And I was like, oh, God, he was one away from getting a 20 rebound game in the Final Four. I'm glad to see that he got back out there and got it.
This dude didn't even need to jump. He didn't even need to jump to get rebounds. This guy's a beast, bro.
Yeah.
He's a fucking beast.
I like him a lot. Who knows how his game translates to the next level? He's going to be hobbled somewhat in the national championship game tonight. He said to pregame, they asked him if he was playing, and he said, "You'll have to cut my fucking leg off for me not to play."
There you go. Hey, I will say,
love to see.
I will say, if people want to catch a little preview of what we think is going to go down, Kansas, the motherfuckers look like a problem, a complete problem. Now, Villanova are trash. You know, they lost their second best and third best player throughout the season, injuries. But Kansas looks damn good, bro. They're like all upperclassmen, all juniors and seniors, and they're all good. They can shoot, pass, dribble, post up, and everything, dude. They look really good.
More worrying than that for UNC is the emotional high that UNC is coming off of.
Yeah, I ain't trying to hear none of that shit.
Yeah, playing Duke in the Final Four was like playing in the national championship to these guys on UNC. And I asked a lot of UNC fans before the game, would you trade in one of your national championships to ensure that you win this game in the Final Four against Coach K? And Terry, to a man, every single person said yes.
Yeah. Shit, I would have done the same thing. Of course, like UNC doesn't have a long lying history of like a long coach. Maybe Dean Smith, that's it. I would have traded that in. For me to kick Dean Smith the fuck out in the Dean Smith Center, oh, I'd take that all day. Give me that law. I'll give up some championships for that shit. Of course, I would definitely do that. I'm a hater though. This shit, I'm hating hard. I want UNC to win. I'm rooting for Hubert, but I just don't see it. But I said the same thing for this game. So
you got Villanova winning?
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas.
Come on, man. This dude.
Gary, I didn't even watch the Villanova-Kansas game. I'm not going to get up here on this mic and, like, try to break down the game and give some prediction. Like, I know a single player on Kansas because I don't. All I know is general storylines. There are some games, Terry, you could look at the NBA and you say, that's a scheduled loss. Third game in 4 nights, off the back-to-back. We had to travel across the country. When I look at this game, I see that's a scheduled loss. And I don't even know who plays for Kansas. But to get yourself up to that same level of emotional, like, readiness and like, dialed in, to be as dialed in as you have to be, I just don't – that's a Herculean task for a team that really feels like they achieved their goal 2 nights ago.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be tough. It's definitely an uphill battle. I don't even see what the odds are.
To be clear, I'm still going with the Carolina Tar Heels and my guy, Hubert Davis, because all season people told him they weren't good enough, that they weren't deep enough, that they weren't big enough, that they couldn't shoot well enough, that they couldn't pass well enough, that they couldn't penetrate into the paint.
They couldn't.
That they didn't have Walker Kessler. And all season it hasn't mattered. And so it probably won't matter again tonight, and we'll get to watch the boys in light blue wrap up Hubert Davis's first national championship. Will he be the first coach to win it in his first season? Do you know?
Probably, dude. There's been some interim coaches that went on to be head coaches, so it's not their like official first season, but I think this would be the official first time that one head coach is winning his first year.
Go ahead and make history tonight. Go ahead, big dog.
Yeah, I'm going to be watching. I'm going to be ready.
Flowing tears of joy from Hubert Davis.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and move on, man. I mean, Coach K, he didn't get it done. He went 50-50, and it went on to be a draw for his career against UNC. Let's look at another draw, but a different type of draw. The World Cup draw, baby. Let's see what we got going on, baby. Are you happy? Are you sad? We see the draw. There's 3 slots left. We got United States group. It's looking okay for us right now, bro. We have England, Iran, America, and we're waiting on the Euro playoff winner. And it will be either Wales, Scotland, or the Ukraine. Shout out Ukraine for the war, but I don't know about Ukraine soccer. What do you think is going on, bro? At the mind of an American fan, you are a huge USA soccer fan. How you feeling? What's the radar? What's the vibe check?
Mood. It's a party. It's a party. It's a party. Hey, Barry. Number one.
Let me put a plug in, and you won't be able to know what Garrett did unless you watch us on YouTube. And I understand you're watching the audio, but watch us also on YouTube, baby. Habitual Line Steppers.
That's right. And that way you'll be able to make fun of my bad skin in 1080p. He's trying to lean back from the camera, and I was all good. The first pod to do a whole pod profiles, like
side profile.
Yeah, Terry, he's actually just sitting right over there. That's who I'm talking to. We're in the same room. But honestly, Terry, before the draw came out, I looked at the pots and I said, I want England.
Oh, okay.
That was the number one, my first choice out of all the hard teams we play. I had two wishes. One, avoid Germany.
Yeah. Yeah.
Two, play England. And I got exactly what I wanted. We already know all the ghosts that England have in the World Cup. All the ghosts of World Cup past where they fucked up. The expectations for England are always through the roof. They're going to expect to win it. And last time we played them in the World Cup, Terry, we did pretty decent.
Yeah, we did.
Remember the Robert Green game?
I do. I remember that vividly. That was a great time.
Right? It sure was. That was against a team that, like, maybe two players from that squad would make our current squad.
Yeah. And also England, I think all those guys, that was the end of the Gerrard, like Lampard and John Terry kind of era. That was like their last ride into the sunset. They were all old. But
they all had more accomplished players than England does now.
Yeah, that's true.
England's gotten worse. America's gotten better. I like our chances. Physically, we stack up very well with them. Mm-hmm. I think like the type of soccer that we want to play with the fast center backs that can defend in space exactly is a good counter to the way England want to play with their speedy wingers isolating them.
Yep.
And all the history and pageantry is going to go into this. They're playing the day after Thanksgiving. People are going to be dressed up in Revolutionary War outfits, wearing powdered wigs, wearing gigantic tea bags and dropping them on people and shit.
Yeah.
So I think the patriotism for this game is going to be at an all-time high. I think it'll break the soccer record for viewing of a USA game in America. I think more people will watch this USA game than any USA game in history. And I think it's going to be absolutely a manic, crazy atmosphere up there. And
I'm hoping
the boys can do it.
Yeah.
As far as the other teams go in the group, Terry, Iran is a very favorable draw for us. You know, we avoided Saudi Arabia. We avoided some of the other countries in Asia that are really dangerous.
Yep.
And then the final team, we couldn't have gotten a better result from this, Terry. Wales has one good player on their entire team.
Yeah.
Is absolute garbage. And Ukraine keeps asking to postpone the game because their players are trying not to get killed by Russia in the middle of invasion. They were supposed to play the game in March. Then they postponed it to June. They've already asked again for it to be postponed again. I don't think that's going to happen. Ukraine's going to either have to play this game without having their professional players playing soccer for like 5 months, or they're just going to have to forfeit and be like, we'll take this spot in next year's World Cup. So we're going to play a shitty Scotland team, or we're going to play a Ukraine team that hasn't played soccer in 6 months.
Yeah. It'll be looking good for us. Also, I mean, if I'm the Ukraine, I'm just like, look, fuck it. We're just going to have to play 2 away games. It is what it is. Like, I don't see why they're still trying to play in Ukraine. They're just like, no. Just give us some time.
Listen, you're getting invaded by Russia.
Yeah.
Even your home games are away games. There are no more home games. We're about to be calling Ukraine Russia in 3 weeks.
Exactly. It's like if we keep waiting, we're going to be playing in Russia. So get it together. Fuck it. Home field advantage, baby. Play while the bombs are dropping, baby. Let's do it.
Terry, what percentage chance would you give the United States of winning their group this November?
Actually, it's decent, bro. I'd say like 40%, but
40%. That's a decent chance.
40% of winning the group. I think England's going to smack Iran and whoever else they play. That's the thing. So we have to.
So wait a minute. Does England have 50%, USA have 40%, and then the other countries, possibly Iran or Scotland, them combined have 10?
No. USA has 40. England has 60. Like, those other two teams are not going to win the group. That's not happening. Iran or whoever the fuck else comes in, they're not winning the group. I'm saying England is definitely smacking Iran and or Scotland and or Ukraine and or Wales. Like, that's a given. The tough matchup is going to be the England game. But that's not to say that the game against Iran is not going to be easy, and the game against Scotland, Wales, or Ukraine is not going to be easy either. Like, those games are still going to be hard for us.
Listen, it's not going to be like, man, they're no easy games. But yeah, like, comparatively, would I rather play Scotland versus like Senegal or Uruguay or Croatia?
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, but it's no longer a rather. It's we're playing you guys, and it is what it is. Like, those games are going to be tough as shit. It's going to be one of those 2-1, 1-0 type of games, dude. And
I tell you what,
we got it.
Another big win for America, Terry. We avoided Ghana.
That's true.
If we were going to get drawn Ghana for like the fourth time out of the last 5 World Cups, I was going to lose my fucking shit.
Yeah.
But we avoided the African plague. I mean, Black Stars who always kick our dick in. And now we'll get to play Iran, Terry. I'm going to be dressed up as Ronald Reagan for the game. I can't be more excited. The thing about this draw is it ties well into like our history as a country. We've had beef with England. We're going to have Revolutionary War shit, War 1812 stuff out here. We've had beef with Iran.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right now, and Iran-Contra, and when we sold them all those weapons.
Yeah. Hey, look, Iran.
Scotland is, so I'm Irish, so I already dislike the Scottish people. But if we could make this just a 3-way white people cesspool between America, England, and Scotland, is like, that's a lot of bad blood. We just got to bring it back to revolutionary or like Industrial Revolution days.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about, all these white people in America. Because if you look at the USA team, midfield, black as shit. All blacks. There's no whites in our midfield. Our threesome, Kenny, Adams, Acosta coming off the bench, Musa, black. And then you got Ricardo Pepi, Mexican. Minority, Tim Weah, black.
Hey,
DeAndre Evans, black. Best is black.
Hey,
is black.
What's Captain America, though?
Well, you know who died in the other franchise, so he's black now.
You know that there's only one Captain America. Do you think wait a minute, this is now getting into a whole nother issue, but do you think that if Pulisic and Yunus Musa switched bodies and names, we would call Yunus Musa Captain America?
Yeah, if they had the same career, maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If Yunus Musa, like they did same exact career, but they switched bodies and names, and Yunus Musa was playing in Chelsea right now, will we call him Captain America?
Yeah, I think so.
I would hope so. I don't think we would.
What the hell would we call him?
We call him the Black Panther.
Maybe, but that's a little much. I don't know if they would. That's a little much.
I don't know. That's what I call them behind closed doors.
Now, so let's dig deep. Do we only want to talk about America, or do we want to talk about the whole shit?
Let's do it. Go ahead, Terry.
I was just going to say, for the England matchup, I'm excited because all of their best players are either on the second team of their squads or they're really going through the ringer. They're not playing well at all. They really aren't. So I'm excited to see this shit. And
that's a great point that I didn't think of, man.
Yeah.
Harry Maguire falling out of favor. Jadon Sancho not starting all the games. Jack Grealish. Less said about him, the better. Harry Kane has been demanding a transfer the entire season.
Yep.
Wow. It's like you start to look up and down the team. It's like off year, off year, off year, off year. That's a great point, man. I didn't even think about that.
Rashford.
And all of our guys, ascending.
Yeah.
Youngest team in the entire World Cup by an average age of 2 years. The youngest by an incredible amount. Everyone's on the up. Everyone's going to be better in 9 months than they are now. That's a great point, Terry.
Nah, we're looking good, man. It's going to be a good one. We might win this one. We might win this group, and hopefully we'll get a favorable draw. But when you
said we were going to win the World Cup, I was like, whoa.
No.
The youngest team in the World Cup is going to win it? I was like, that might be a stretch, bud.
Nah, I can't say that. The only reason
expectations, now that we know the group, we know our opponents, we know what we're going to have to face in November. What are you what will be considered a failure for the U.S.?
Oh, not making it out of the group is a failure.
Is not making it to the last 8 a failure?
Nah.
Not winning this round of 16?
Going to 16,
that's a success?
That's the expectation. If you go past that, you exceeded it for me.
Okay.
Because honestly, if we would have actually gone to Costa Rica and won 1-0, I think my expectations would have been higher. But after not to say we got smacked in Costa Rica, like I think we played better than they did. They just happened to score on a couple, chances, on some free kicks. The corner kick they scored, and then also was another corner kick, and it just got scrambled around and they scored. It's whatever. Like, we still played well. We played better than they did. It's just, I don't know. My expectations just aren't as high. I was going to be on a high, but now I'm just, all right, we're good, but we still got some things to work out.
I think your expectations are right in line with mine, Terry. The exact same. If we don't make it out of the group, I'm going to be fucking pissed.
Oh, yeah. I might not even watch the rest of the World Cup.
If we make it to the last 8, I'm going to be ecstatic.
Yeah.
Where we are is around the 15th best team in the nation, in the world, Yeah. So I expect us to make it to the last 16, depending on who we draw. We could get a team like Portugal that's poorly coached with a bunch of aging players, and then you never know. You could sneak into that last 8 or further. But with this young U.S. men's national team, sometimes you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And this team may be young enough to like that We Believe Warriors team that they don't know that they're not supposed to be in the semifinals. They don't know that all these guys have better careers than them and they look down on American soccer. They're like, no, all of us play in the Champions League and we're 20 years old and we're coming for your neck. So we'll see you in Qatar.
That's true, man. And I think the last thing I'll say is when we look at
Steffen.
What'd you say?
Fire Zach Steffen.
Oh, fire him?
Yeah, that's what the whole internet has been doing since the fucking Costa Rica game because he made an error on that corner. They're like, I told him we should have stuck with Matt Turner the whole time. Matt Turner. Matt Turner has fucking frostbite from that dumbass game that we played in Minneapolis. He still isn't right. His ankle got frostbite, Terry, in that game from us doing that dumb shit against Honduras. So don't come here with Matt Turner because he's hurt.
We had to do what we had to do to get the win, baby. You got to have your home field advantage, man. Central America
Terry, our home field advantage is that we spent 30 times much more on our soccer program than Honduras did. That's our home field advantage. That you have the internal development of the American economy.
That's not how it works. They got skills, dog. We got to play in the cold, baby. Hey, look. Canada did their shit. Canada's a problem in World Cup qualifying. If they're good, it's a fucking problem, mate.
Canada's going to just play in Qatar in the Middle East.
That ain't my problem. They're going to struggle. I don't know what to tell you. They got a good team, but World Cup is going to be tough. World Cup qualifying is tough if Canada's good. But as far as them doing something, I don't know. I don't like their chances. They're playing against Belgium and Croatia and Morocco, they're decent.
They're all good. Every team in the group is good.
Yeah, so that
group is good.
That's a tough draw.
Canada, you won the group to get fucked.
Yeah, no, that's a tough draw. This is what I was going to say to kind of end out the America World Cup draw talk. When you look at this roster compared to the last roster that actually made the World Cup, not the fuckboys that lost to Trinidad and Tobago. Sorry, fuckboys, didn't mean to call you that. Every single person is actually almost every player is on a European team. And it's not that just like the guys are on a team in Europe. It's the fact that they're actually playing. It's the fact that they're actually on the first team. They're coming off the bench. Like, they're actually getting games in. It's not like when Michael Bradley went to Roma and didn't play. And they were like, oh, but he's in Europe. This is different. We're in Europe and we're playing. So that's why the expectations are different. It's not a bunch of MLS guys going out there just like, we're wearing the stars and stripes and our jersey looks like a fucking, where's Waldo? Like, it's not that team. We're back, baby.
Hey,
I'm
are we
ready.
Get a new World Cup jersey, or is this like
I don't know,
lightning bolt zigzag thing? Like, is that going to be what we're set for?
I don't know. We might change it up.
We
change it up for the money.
Yeah, change it up and make some more money, bro. I'm sick of these USA jerseys. I don't like them. I think our jerseys have been trash since the red, white, and blue one that you got, Terry.
Yeah, I like those. The popsicles.
Yeah, those are straight.
Fire.
After that, it all went downhill.
No, those are fire. Any closing remarks? Any winner? Who you think's gonna win it? Want to do any of that, or should we go to NBA because that's gonna be a long one?
Yeah, we'll do our World Cup preview. Who's gonna win it? All that stuff as we get closer. I'll just say, as an American, I'm extremely excited, and we'll have a lot to look forward to this November.
Yeah. Oh, also, I can't wait to see Argentina Mexico play again. That's gonna be
that's gonna be a great one. That's gonna be a great one. Hopefully, Messi can run the clock back to where he was 17 years old.
Oh my
for that
God,
hat trick to destroy Mexico.
That was a hell of a game. Yeah, man.
Oh, I will add one more thing.
What's up?
After this national championship game that we just talked about that comes out Monday night, I'm going to be writing a story about Hubert Davis and what UNC basketball might look forward under his stewardship. But after that, I'm going to be writing an article to come out in the next month, Terry, about what the United States has to do after we qualify for this World Cup. What questions remain? What options do we have? And what can Bearhalter do to improve this team between now and November so we can have our best chance at delivering a knockout punch in Qatar?
Sounds good, man. And I'd like to say once again to tell the people, it's not going to be a hot boy summer. They're playing this fucking World Cup in the winter and in November. So, like Garrett said, that one game is after Thanksgiving or during Thanksgiving weekend. So that'll be great.
The day after Thanksgiving. The day after. No one's going to have to work. Everyone's going to be home. We just had like the most patriotic holiday besides 4th of July. It's going to be fucking lit.
Nah, some people still got to work Friday.
Yeah, but I think government jobs are closed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So there's a lot of people that are not going to have to work. Eyeballs on the TV. And the other good thing, Terry, about that shit being in Qatar is we're not going to have to wake up at 6 a.m. to watch these fucking games.
What time are these games anyways? Do we know yet?
Like, they're going to be
afternoon, like 2 o'clock?
3 o'clock, something like that.
Damn. I don't know.
No, they're going to be even later. Wait a minute. They're going to be even later.
Is it?
They're going to be like 5, 6 o'clock. Yeah.
I hope they are because, Qatar is hot. Because I know they didn't make domes, right?
They actually did when I was doing my research for this stadium.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, one of their joints is a dome because it represents the little Muslim hat that they wear when they pray.
Oh, it's not a hijab or I don't know what it's called.
Listen, I'm not going to get into the jargon. You know what I mean? I'm not going to pretend like I know the semantics and ins and outs.
Hey, all right, man.
What I'm going to pretend I know, though, is the NBA, Terry, and who's on the come up. This year, before the season started, we did a little pretending that we knew it was going to happen. And we made our predictions for players that could possibly break out. Now, Terry, the most improved player voting is going to happen at the end of next week. The odds have been released from Vegas on the most likely winners.
Yeah,
I got to say, we had our misses, but I think we did pretty well.
Yeah.
Would you like to take a trip back through time, Terry, and listen to what we had to say about some guys who we thought were going to take a big leap in the NBA this season?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. let's take 2 feet in the time capsule and go back in time to November 2021. We're still scared of the Chinese virus.
I think Tyler Hero has a big bounce back year. I think he finishes in the top 3 voting for 6th man of the year. Look, I love Tyler Hero, man, but I just don't see it. Average 4 points in the finals, and any rookie since Magic Johnson. Hey, that's great. Sophomore season was horrible. It was trash. But I'm not going to say the league figured him out, but I think they figured him out. 18 on the bench. Okay, cool. The 18 off the bench. He has a Jordan Clarkson type year. That's what I say. I think he's going to start too many games. No, he won't.
All right. So that was our thoughts on Tyler Hero this year. Terry, obviously I was right. And you
got that one. Yeah.
I had to start off with, pumping myself up. But that was one that we had our eyes on before the season, Terry. And he is in the short list of the 6-man voting. He's right now he has the 5th best odds.
He's got the 5th best odds?
Yeah, he's got the 5th best odds.
What? He's the 6th man of the year. Who the fuck else is the 6th man of the year?
Well, we'll get to it after our we go back through the clips. I'll make my case for one guy in particular, and I have a feeling, Terry, you're not going to agree with it.
This is absolute racism. This dude is averaging 20 points a game off the bench. If this was J.R. Smith, it was a no-question deal. Like, this dude's a 6th man of the year. Whatever. Continue.
See, he is the 6th man of the year. Will he get most improved, though?
Maybe. He had a horrible year last year. So
we shall see. We shall see. Yeah, you said that before as well in the joint. All right, moving on. I think I can't remember who was next, Terry. We'll find out.
All right, go for it.
All-Stars. Is Darius Garland going to be an all-star, scoring 25 in Cleveland? In the East, Deandre Hunter, he can be a possibly great player. Anthony Edwards, he can be a possibly great player. LaMelo, he can possibly be a great player.
Oh, yeah.
Garland and Hero, they ain't doing it for him.
Who was the first player I said?
Darius Garland.
Yeah.
Are you talking about in the first list of they're going to be great players?
Yeah.
You said Deandre Hunter.
Should have been. What could have been?
So there have been some misses too, but we've been pretty good with the hits, man. Darius Garland, you were like, is he going to be an all-star next season? It turned out he was starting a game, wasn't he?
Nah, he was all-star though.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he was just in Cleveland, so he played a lot of minutes.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he's fantastic this year. Unfortunate for them, that Jared Allen's gone down, but he's been fantastic.
So let me, without any further ado, let me give the short list. All right, of the betting short list for most improved this year. All right, okay. And that way, when we listen through the rest of the audio, we'll be able to see who we missed and who actually stacked up in there pretty well. So. The betting favorite to win most improved this year is John Morant, Terry. And second place is Darius Garland. Third place, Dejounte Murray. Fourth place, Miles Bridges. Fifth place, Tyler Hero. Sixth place, Desmond Bane. And seventh place, Tyrese Maxey.
I think Ja's got it. I think Ja has to get it.
He's definitely going to get it.
I mean, dude's an MVP candidate. Like, come on. We didn't even, bro, if you would have said Ja Morant is an MVP candidate last year, that's fucking jokeable. The fact that Memphis is what, 3rd seed in the West? 4th, maybe? Whatever. Like,
they're 2nd.
That's right. Yeah. Because Golden State kind of flopped. I think he's got to win it, bro. Like, of course, it is odd to see like an MVP candidate be a most improved player, but he wasn't an MVP candidate last year, man. Wasn't even talked about, wasn't even a thing. He had a good year, but
first of all, he didn't make the All-Star team. He has ascended from a non-All-Star to an MVP candidate.
Yeah.
In one season. So that's a historic ascension. We talk about an 8-point jump in scoring.
Yeah.
But the 8-point jump from 5 to 13 is not the same as 19 to 27.
That's true.
To make that jump from a good player to a truly elite top 10 player in the league, that's a leap much greater than going from out of the rotation to a playoff rotation guy. That's much more significant, and it's his award to win. But I think we did a really good job of highlighting a lot of the other guys who made this list. The only two people we missed were Miles Bridges and Deontay Murray.
Yeah, I will say this about Miles Bridges. That man, he played great in the beginning of the season. He was outstanding. Like, if he would have kept that pace going, I think this would have been his reward, even just like going against Ja Morant being an MVP candidate. Because, like, he was scoring like 27 a game, like in
early
the beginning.
In the season, yeah.
Yeah,
he's
like if he would
like 21, 22 now.
Yeah, it's gone down, but I mean, if he would have been scoring 27, like that's a no-brainer. He's winning that award. And he's still playing great. He just needed to play a little different in order for the team to kind of have more success.
Yeah. Well, you actually nominated his teammate LaMelo for this award, and he did take
LaMelo was great.
You know, he made the All-Star game, played well in the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Guiding his teams into the play-in again, you know, after really not doing nothing. So
yeah,
that was a good call by you as well, sir. Let's continue on and hear what we had to say about who else has taken a leap this season.
I think about rosters, you know, and like who's play, who's not gonna play. I can see Tyrese Maxey being good. Thumbs up. Desmond Bain.
Oh yeah.
Close one. That's sideways. That's sideways. I can see him being really good. The summer league in scoring, going to a Grizzlies team that's in desperate need of somebody else to step up. They don't really have a number 2 scoring option now that Valanciunas is gone. Jaren Jackson Jr. doesn't want to do anything but foul people, block shots, and shoot threes for that goofy-ass form of his. Yeah. And what's his face? I always forget. Dylan Brooks thinks he's the next incarnation of Kobe Bryant. Yeah, he thinks he's really.
I totally thought I cut all this out.
Possibly. We'll see. So here's the thing about Desmond Bain. I like that one, but he doesn't have the possibility to be that good of a player, I don't think. You know, so I mean, I agree with you, but last one before my big one, which is my pick.
All right. Wait a minute. There are 2 more there, Terry. Tyrese Maxey and Desmond Bain.
Yeah.
Both on the short list.
Desmond Bain had a fantastic year. You had more faith in him than I did, but
I think going through this audio log, we're just realizing that you're just a fucking hater.
That's not it. But like, if you look at their team, though, like, just take a look at their team. The only reason he got the ball as much as he did is because Dylan Brooks was hurt for a decent amount of this season, so he got to get the ball a lot. Like, you were right. He was the leading scorer in the summer league. Bro was an absolute beast. I mean, and he went from 9 points a game to 18. He just got a lot more opportunities to get the ball. Especially, Ja Morant also missed a lot of games this year too.
Yeah,
so he's been able to do his thing.
Part of him being able to do his thing was he played point guard in that summer league for the first time. They had him do that intentionally because they're like, we need to have somebody else on this team who could dribble and get their own shot. Everyone else is just dependent on Morant, and they're like, we need you to develop these skills to become this guy. And they're like, that's what your focus is going to be, Summer League. I know it, like, he was a little too accomplished to be playing Summer League, but they're like, no, you get your ass out there and you learn to run a pick and roll. You learn to be a facilitator. You learn to be aggressive off the bounce and not just a catch and shoot guy. And it totally manifested itself this season. He could have been an all-star. He's come on super hard at the end of the season. The Grizzlies are 18-2 without Ja Morant, and in large part due to the play of Desmond Bain.
Yeah, you got to give it to the coaching staff on that one. But also, I think they also looked at that because Dylan Brooks, you know, as good as he can be, he's got a lot of that Marcus Smart dumb shit in him. He's got that Dennis Schroeder stupid shit inside of his body. He's got the confidence, but sometimes it's just a little too much, man. You got to recognize that you have Ja Morant on your team, bro. Pass the damn ball, bro.
As an aside, did you hear what Dylan Brooks said about Andre Iguodala this week?
No, what happened?
When Andre Iguodala, when the Grizzlies played the Warriors this week, Iguodala came back, and when he entered the court, he was booed by the entire Grizzlies crowd. As you remember, Iggy was traded to the Grizzlies and then sat out that whole season before getting bought out and going to the Miami Heat, where he then went to the NBA Finals. Because he was like, the Grizzlies are not ready. I'm not wasting my time for a team that's whatever. And they took note. And so there was a lot of Andre Iguodala slander by Dylan Brooks last night. They were like, this is a revenge game for us against Andre Iguodala, the big bad NBA villain, who literally everyone else in the league loves.
Yeah. Hey, well, he did what he did, and he made it to the finals.
And then Tyrese Maxey, Terry, has been a revelation all season with Ben Simmons not being in the lineup. He's gotten a ton more opportunity. He put Tobias Harris in a sleeper hold and dragged him out into the hallway and then took his spot and was like, oh, yeah, no, there's a new big three, actually. So, Tobias, you're now just a rotation guy. The big three is me, Harden, and Embiid.
Yeah. Well, let me say one thing about Tyrese Maxey, though. I think I'm going to be a little Garrett-y harsh. I'm going to be a little bit more like you. I expected a little more, man.
First of all, wait a minute. I'm not going to take this slander. You're the one the entire pod saying these guys suck. I just don't see it. He's just not that good at basketball. And then you go come out here and be like, I'm going to be a little harsh like Garrett, who said all these guys are going to be good players.
Bro, every time I have an analysis or analogy on someone, I'm saying it's because of what the roster looks like. There's just too many people that have the same skills as them, so I don't think they're going to be able to showcase what they have. You are just hella harsh on these motherfuckers sometimes. You're just like, yo, I expect 80 points a game. Like, what the fuck's going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a little harsh sometimes. All I'm saying is Tyrese Maxey played 36 minutes a game this year. You were the primary ball handler besides Seth Curry. And I think Seth Curry has something to do with his numbers looking like they do. 17 points a game is cool, but I need some more point guard out of you, bro. 4 assists a game ain't enough, bro. You're the primary guy. I need at least 6, bro. No Ben Simmons at all? I need 6 assists, bro.
Well, he's not going to get more now that James Harden is there. I'll tell you that.
No, he's not. But I just expected more from him the whole season. I just need a little bit more, man. That's it. That's what I'm going to say.
I think your expectations may be a little high. To go from a rookie to a legitimate third banana in your second year is a big leap.
I'll just say assists.
I'm proud of the guy.
I was just saying assists. I just need some more assists. That's all.
Yeah, he'll get there. I think that. I think he will. And I think in the playoffs, he's going to be extremely impactful as people try to help off those two superstars. And he
knocked out threes.
Yeah. Well, he's the ability to and attack people off the bounce who are closing out too hard. So I expect for him to have a big postseason. Let's continue on, Terry. We have about 1 minute left of our predictions. I've done a lot of showing you up so far. I think it's time to shine the light on some of my own shortcomings as well.
All right.
Cam Reddish. Now, he has the potential to be great. It's just up to his fitness level and his
Freeze. Terry did not know that the Knicks were going to be surrendering a first-round pick just 2 months later to acquire all-star talent, potential to be great, potential to be a superstar, Cam Reddish, and then not playing him behind the likes of Alec Burks and the ghost of Kemba Walker and like fucking two-way G League guys I've never heard of.
And since we talked about it last time, Knicks still winning games. Still fucking winning games, bro.
Yeah. No, we can't get Cam Reddish out there and see what he's got and develop it for these last 10 games, Terry. We got to try our hardest to make the play-in, although we've already been mathematically eliminated.
It's ridiculous, bro. It's so dumb.
Let's continue with Cam Reddish.
Good.
And that's it. You know, he did fit as well. No, that's true. But he does have the size to, like, shoot shots like that. He's a lot taller than people that are going to play his positions and stuff. But the only thing I'll say is, if he's on the court, when he stays consistent to his craft, man, he can be great. Would I rather have RJ Barrett than Deandre Hunter, who is the next player on this list? UVA? No, I would not. Not at all. RJ was the second best player on the Hawks last season before he got hurt. Yeah, he was. 6'9", legitimate size, like Kawhi Leonard size. Yeah. Shooting 38% from 3. dribbling, getting the cup. He was in like the 90-something percentile in mid-range shots last season. Yeah. He can guard 1 through 4 legitimately. No, he can't. I think this is a coming out party for him. And for all the people that are like, think John Collins is the second star, I like John Collins a lot. He's a solid player. But Deandre Hunter has the person has that potential to be Jaylen Brownish. Yeah.
Oh man, you did it again. It's so cloudy up there when you're a Hawk, huh? You're just flying high. Hawk picks, man. Every time you have this inkling about a Hawk player, they just fucking fail you. They fail you hard, bro.
Dude, that was a 2-for-1. Cam Reddish and DeAndre Hunter.
Bro, you gotta clip this. Let me tell you something right now. Let me tell everyone that's watching. This man texted me a couple days ago. Is Trae Young gonna be a top 5 scorer in the NBA all time when his career is over? I'm like, bro, take off the blinders, bro. Just calm down. Like, the Hawks are fine. Just let your boys play.
Hey, Terry, I just want to say this. Just for posterity's sake.
Go ahead.
Currently, Trae Young leads the NBA in points and assists. Total points and total assists, currently. Just leaving it there.
That's cool. You just got to remember, he's 6 feet tall.
You got to remember, he also finished top 3 last season and top 5 this season before. There aren't many players that have finished in the top 5 3 of their first 4 seasons, Terry. It's a historic pace.
You also got to remember, he broke his foot stepping on a ref's foot. So you got to remember how fragile he is.
No, they got a call down from the league office. They're like, listen, guys, we haven't done this since the Heat Mavs series in 06. But
I have never seen someone have a bone bruise by stepping on someone's foot. He's like, oh, my foot is just an agonizing pain. I stepped on the ref's foot. Like, was he wearing steel-toe boots?
Let's get back to DeAndre Hunter. I've never seen somebody have 4 meniscus surgeries in 2 years. What is his meniscus at this point? A gummy worm?
I have no idea, bro.
That was a big swing and a miss for me.
Look, man, when you do
a guy who I thought was going to be the second banana ahead of John Collins to a guy who's averaging 13 points a game, shooting 41% from the field.
This is what I need from you at this point. You know, DeAndre Hunter had a pretty bad season. I would say it was very similar to Anthony Davis. He just didn't play up to his expectations, and he got hurt a lot. And even when he played, still didn't look good. I will say this. You no longer work for the Hawks. You work for the league now. I need you to know more analysis on the Hawks. That's done. You know what? You just can't see it. It's too cloudy. You don't know what's going on with the players. Clint Capella's top 5. John Collins is top 5. Trae Young is top 5. Everybody's top 5. And then somehow the Hawks are sitting at the 9 seed.
Terry, so let me interject real quick. To let the viewers know how deep the sickness goes. After we beat the Sixers and lost to the Bucks in the Eastern Conference Finals, I went on my 2K and I was like, these guys who do the ratings don't know fucking anything. All these guys, they're the second best team in the East. And you're telling me Kevin Huerter's a 77? I went in the joint. I edited everyone. Hawks had a whole bunch of guys in the 80s. Bogdanovich is an 83. Kevin Huerter's an 81. DeAndre Hunter's an 85. I was like, this is more realistic. Thank God we could finally get somebody who watches the Hawks to do these ratings.
Oh, my God.
Then I was playing with him 20 games in the season. I was like, you know, Kevin Huerter probably is about 77.
Yeah, man, you just got no objectivity. I get it. I totally get it. Like, I'm similar, but just being a Knicks fan, you have to have objectivity. So I'm not like you in that way. But I understand it, though, because people don't like the Hawks. So you got to ride for your boys. I understand. I get it. But you got to – your objectivity meter needs to start going a little higher, bro. I need you to work on another beat.
Hey,
I'm putting you on another.
You requested it because one team I've always been extremely objective with since the beginning of this season was the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yeah,
you mentioned DeAndre Hunter had an Anthony Davis-like season. We called this out from Anthony Davis before the season.
Yeah,
saying this season's going to be how Anthony Davis goes. Is he going to step up and be the leader? Put his big boy pants on like Kobe told Pal? Or is he going to fade into the background? Is he going to play more power forward? Is he going to defer to Dwight Howard and DeAndre Jordan? Is he going to take and miss a billion perimeter jump shots? And we've seen the latter. But, Terry, we had opinions on the Lakers heading into the season. Let's go back into our time capsule and see what we thought about the purple and gold before this
Come on. Started. Everybody sounds wrong talking about the Lakers this year.
With Westbrook as your third best player. Now, we already knew you couldn't win when he was the first or second. Now, if you do win it with him as your third best player, you got to cater to him. With all that stuff you were saying about LeBron and that that's fine for him in the beginning, but then he takes over. Yeah, that's fine when you have Mario Chalmers who's in the corner, right? That's fine when you're surrounded by shooters. That's fine to take over. If you can't play 4-on-5 in offense when the ball's not in his hand. In his hands, yeah. I get what you're saying. Hey, look, if you want to double me with a point guard, we can do some swinging. I just think they're going to figure it out. Here's my thing. I just think you can't win if Westbrook's 1 or 2. But if he's your third, I think you're going to dominate the league. I think the Lakers are going to dominate. It's going to be a lot. It's going to be different than what people think. I think there's a lot of Lakers fans out there right now. The Lakers are going to win. It's going to be a totally different type of domination. I think they're really going to fucking dominate.
A totally different type of domination. Terry, the Lakers are not going to make the play-in game.
Oh, they're done. They're done. They're not making the playoffs. It's over, buddy. It is what it is, bro.
Oh, another kind of domination right there.
They should have. They should have. Hey, man. So you were right.
So LeBron tweeted out on April Fool's, I'm shutting it down for the season. I'm out for the season. Would it really make any difference?
I don't know, man.
Is that a great April Fool's joke? If it doesn't
I don't even
matter?
I don't give a shit anymore. Honestly, LeBron, go ahead and play in 3 more games in the season. Score 40 each game. Win your, league leading scorer title or whatever the fuck. Go ahead and get 2 of those in your career. Then we just move on and go to the next season. This year was, I love LeBron, but what do you think about this season? There's nothing I can say. The only thing I'm going to do is going to be like, oh, no, it was his 19th season. Deflection. He's just old now. What do you think?
I think for one of the first times, LeBron's own greatness and his own magnitude got in his way. Because LeBron started trying to buy the ingredients and buy the groceries too before saying, hey, I'm the one cooking the meals on the court for the Los Angeles Lakers. I want to have say on who else is out here with me. And his say ended up being absolutely disastrous.
Yeah.
With them acquiring Dwight Howard, acquiring DeAndre Jordan, who got cut in the middle of the season, choosing Russell Westbrook over DeMar DeRozan as the third banana, or Buddy Hield, who they could have had as well in a first-round pick, or Halliburton.
Mm-hmm.
LeBron, the GM, cost LeBron, the all-time great player, a season. He cost him a year of his prime, and there's no getting around that.
Yeah, you can blame him if you want, but there's only one person to blame. Actually, there's 2. Maybe 3. No, you know what? When it boils down to it, you think about all the Frank Vogel coached teams, right? You need young, athletic guys that can buy into his system. That's how they won the championship. Everybody wants to think that it was